What do you think about the scholarships provided to students with talent in sports?
I think it's very important to give scholarships because they motivate students to practice sports and to be better. And they also help some students to finish their studies.
I think it's a very good idea because it's a support for the students to motivate or to improve their development and to maintain their studies.
Well, I think this is very great because these kind of scholarships can give and provide opportunities to some students who maybe have a complicated economic situation and support them to continue studying and have a healthy life. Then, for you, what are the main elements to have a healthy life?
The main elements to have a healthy life, of course, are have a balanced diet because it is very important to eat well, to eat fruits, vegetables, and do sports because it helps you to maintain physically active, and it also has some other benefits like your brain is more active. But also to have a healthy life, it's important to sleep well and to have a good mental health.
In my opinion, the main elements to have a healthy life are first to do or to practice an sport or exercise, and then to have a balanced diet with all the food necessary to be healthy and to be balanced, and finally to have some hobbies or time to be relaxed. That will provide you a great uh, healthy life with all the necessary things.
For me, first it's necessary to measure the way we eat because it will help us to maintain our body like stronger defenses and control every kind of virus or disease that can try to affect us. Also to exercise because it has a lot of benefits in our body. And finally, to find a balance between our obligation like school or work and our social life to have time to relax and do the things that we like.
How could young people be motivated to be more physically active?
Well, I think young people can motivate it maybe by doing exercise with their friends and like trying to have this hobby in common between a group of friends, and then they will get accustomed and it will be easier to do exercise in more times.
I think it's important that people be motivated to have a great development and to obtain all the best result for practice and sport or do exercise, so be physically active with practicing a sport that you enjoy, that you still love. It's a very good idea. It gives you like this extra motivation of to be with your friends or your family to practice it. So that's the mainly part, to be motivated to be more physically active.
I think that a way to motivate young people is to explain them the benefits because doing exercise has benefits in our health and also in our appearance, and maybe they can feel more motivated when they know what doing exercise can help them. And what sports does your school focus on, and do you think women's sports are promoted equally?
Well, I think in this case, my school promotes a lot of sports. For example, in basketball, they have a great team in the league of students in Mexico, and also another sports like soccer. And actually, by the context of pandemic, the school has support esports like video games and things like that. And I think the women in sports maybe have not equality because, for example, in basketball leagues like NBA, the salary of women are very lower than the salary of men that plays in the same level league.
In my opinion, in my school, there are also a lot of sports, but I think the principal sport or the important one is the basketball. They have a very good team that play in a league, in a national league, or I think something like that. But also they have other sports like swimming or soccer. So there are a lot of sports, and I think in the professional sport life, the women are not like equal. They don't have the same opportunities, the same salaries, the same conditions. For example, the same stadiums or the same stops to practice. So I think there are not like a great equality. But I think in my school, the women's sports are promoted equally, and they have also their basketball league or the soccer league, etc.
Well, in my school, I think basketball is the most promoted sport because they have a really good team and they support them. I think that sports are not promoted equally in women because like people do not care about women in sports. They just like focus in soccer but with men, basketball also with men. And I think it's important to promote sports in women because there are some very good, very talented women that don't have like the same importance.
Why is it important to promote sports in schools and communities?
Well, I think it's important to promote sports in school and communities because sports are an easy way to maintain the young people and the children to have an active life and also to find something that they like and then in the future maintain that sport or activity like a hobby. And if there are like talented students, it would be easier to get a scholarship and have more opportunities to study in a good university and save a lot of money for their parents.
For me, it's very important to promote sports in schools and communities because it's a very creative, funny, and great idea to be healthy, where you practice a sport that you enjoy. For example, I enjoy basketball or soccer, so I think it's a very good idea. And also, if the schools provide opportunities like a scholarship to help their families or themselves with practicing a sport that helps in their healthy life to improve their lifestyle.
I think it's important because sports help people to have a balanced life. So when school promotes sports, they help people to manage the stress of school, and also sports help to be more mentally active, and also to promote the sports help you to have a better social life because you can find people that have the same interest as you, and you can have more friends.
Finally, which is your favorite sport? Do you practice it? And if you practice it, for how long?
Actually, my favorite sport is basketball, and I think, well, I practice it every day since I was like 12 years old, and it has been a great experience for me because it's something that I like very much, and also it can help me in a lot of situations of my life. For example, to study in another state and enter into a good school to study like the high school, and I think it can help me in to maintain a healthy life.
Um, Also, my favorite sport actually is basketball, but I love also the soccer. I don't practice it like formally in a team or something like that, but I enjoy to play with my friends or alone in the park to practice some shots and drop the ball, but no, not like in a formally way. But I would like to try to go to a formally team to be like in a local league.
My favorite sport is swimming, but due to the pandemic, I can't practice it. I think it's a very interesting sport because it helps you to achieve so many things, and I hope that soon I can go back